So our lesson objective for this video is to show you how to research and document sources for your TIML, which stands for Technology in My Life topic. So what we're going to do is go over to Schoology, and in this folder right here, this particular week, I've got, let's go back to this previous week. I've got the history of topic. So I've already selected my research topic, so we'll assume that's done. And I have instructions here on how you are going to go ahead and open your document. So you can read through these. But for this demonstration, just to be brief, I'm going to go ahead and click this button down here, and it should open up my organization sheet for Technology in My Life. Now, what this is doing is it's automatically saving to your Google Drive. So when you make changes to this, it's going to change here. So just for our demonstration, we're going to put Mr. Miller. Whoops. And we'll have the hour, just hour. And my topic, we'll put snowboarding. All right. And we'll just say because, whoops, I enjoy it. All right. So we'll just keep it brief. You can be, more detailed than that. All right, so the first part is the history and development of the topic. So where and when was the sport invented? So what you do is you open up another tab, and I'm going to say history of snowboarding. And I've already typed it in there previously, so it's going to go ahead and do an auto thing. Now, one of the things you got to look for, you don't want to go right for the very first thing you see. This is Wikipedia. Historically, Wikipedia is very bad because anybody can go in there and edit it. So you're going to want to get at least 2 sources per question, and you do not want Wikipedia. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here. I've got freethepowder.com, Britannica, which is an encyclopedia site, Smithsonian Magazine is good. Anything else that is not Wikipedia is usually pretty good, but we want at least 2 sources. So let's go ahead and hit history of snowboarding. We're going to go ahead and look a little bit here at what we've got. In the mid-1960s, a surfer named Sherman Poppin built a surfboard called the Snurfer, and it goes on to explain something about that. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right. And it goes into some detail. Okay, so it's pretty obvious that this might be a good source. So what I'm going to do is click up here, and I can either right-click and say copy, or I can use Control-C. And I love keyboard shortcuts, so I'm going to say Control-C. And then I'm going to come back over here to my organization sheet, and I'm going to go over here and say Control-V, or I can right-click and paste. Either way is fine. All right, now you see it dumps it in there. I'm going to hit Enter, and it'll make a link for that. Now, I am going to go ahead and type in the name of this guy, Sherman Poppin, and I can even highlight Control-C, and I can go over here and Control-V for paste. Now, one of the things you want to do, a lot of times you'll have these much bigger, so it'll be like that. So if that's the case, when it comes in, just highlight that. There's a link to it. You can come up here and change the size. So we don't need it very big. That way we don't get a ton of different pages here. All right, so actually Sherman Poppin was the guy given credit for that, so I'm going to Control-X to copy, and I'm going to Control-V to paste. There you go. I'm sorry, Control-X to cut. I said copy. All right, so where and when was it invented? We'd have to dig in and find a little bit more information on that. It doesn't say there, so I'm going to look at another site, and I'm going to look at, let's see, history of snowboarding. Let's go to this one. Oh, that's the same one I used. I'm sorry. Top 10 moments in snowboarding history. Okay. On Christmas morning, 1965. Okay. And you need to read up on where this happened. I believe it was Muskegon. But you'd have to find, because I'm going to ask you, well, where did that happen? Let's get rid of this guy. So let's say that this is a good, and there's a ton of information here, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. Smithsonian is a good source. So Control-C for copy, and we're going to come over here, and we'll go Control-V for paste, okay, and hit Enter. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put a, and you can use these sources too for this one, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a photo in here. So let's go ahead and find a picture of Sherman. So we'll go to Sherman popping. I've already typed them in there. And let's find a picture of them. So we're going to click on images. And the reason I want to get some images is because I'm going to need that for my presentation when we start doing slides. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this one right here. Let's say this is a good one. You want the resolution to be big, which anywhere in the 1,000 plus is good. So right click, and I'm going to copy image address, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to say right click, paste, or I can use the shortcut. Now that is a really long link, so I can shrink that down like that, and then I can go, I can go down to my, when I'm getting ready to do my presentation slides, I can go right here and get that in there. So this is a real brief summary of how you're going to do some research and then how you are going to document it. So you're going to continue to go through here and go ahead and type your information in. You can just do a list. I think this was Muskegon, Michigan, actually. So, but you'll obviously confirm that. Okay. All right. So that's the basics of how you get your research started and how you document. And in another video, I'm going to show you how to deal with the rest of it, which is going to be the technologies and the categories.